As you listen to this, or maybe you're already beginning to feel it now, something inside begins to remember, or forget, or reconstruct entirely. Because right here, right now, you're learning how to focus on combining all these ideas, beliefs and concepts, and installing them unconsciously as your new belief system and operating system. Let's say you're standing at the edge of a vast forest. Every tree a thought, every leaf a belief. And perhaps it hasn't occurred to you yet that the forest only looked wild because no one had shown you how to walk it with intention. But now you are. Now you know, even if you don't yet know how you know, that the patterns of your mind, they're simply paths you get to pave. Maybe you've heard a person, maybe it was you, who used to think negativity was just reality. Life is hard, people let you down, problems are everywhere. That's what they thought until one day they realised that negativity is not a truth, it's a signal. A blinking light on the dashboard of a beautiful machine. And that machine responds to commands. And so they said, what if this means I'm growing? What if this breakdown is the breakthrough in disguise? And as soon as they framed it that way, something opened. Because you can't not grow when every signal says grow. And just like that, they began practicing compulsive positivity, like a reflex, like brushing teeth or blinking. And they started to see the glass was never half empty or full. It was refillable, and the source always on, always flowing. You may be wondering if one belief can change everything. What if every belief you hold was upgraded? Imagine waking up with the OS of someone who doesn't just survive, but orients around thriving. That's what happened to someone once. Maybe it was yesterday. Maybe it was you tomorrow. Who began to believe, deeply believe, that the mind always finds what it's looking for. So they started asking better questions. Not what's wrong with me, but what's strong in me? Not what if I fail, but what strength is this building? Not what do I lack? What's trying to emerge right now? And maybe now or later or both, you're remembering that every thought creates a feeling. Every feeling creates a behaviour. And every behaviour reinforces a belief. So when you change the thought, you change everything else. Just like the man who framed his past as fuel. Or the woman who saw her worst breakup as the beginning of her self-love story. You're already starting to do it. You don't have to try to believe it, because belief, like a seed, just needs the right soil. And your unconscious knows fertile ground when it feels it. You're not thinking your way through this, you're becoming it. And maybe you're noticing, the more you visualize success, the more your brain starts asking, what's the next step? And the body, it follows. It can't not follow. Because optimism isn't naive, it's strategic, it's intelligent, it's a tactical choice. And it opens doors despair can't even see. While you're reflecting on how feedback guides your growth, you might begin to wonder if mistakes were never mistakes, only redirections, recalculations, a GPS for greatness rerouting you home. And home feels like this: I'm enough, I shape my state, my energy is magnetic. People respond to how I make them feel. Presence is my power, rapport is my superpower. My authenticity is my advantage. Because the strongest frame wins. When your frame says, I'm resilient, I'm limitless, I evolve every day, others don't just follow, they rise. Now picture a person who used to feel stuck. They couldn't take action because they were waiting for certainty. But then they learned that action creates certainty. The doing clarifies everything. The momentum is magic. The discipline is freedom. You don't need permission, only decision. And you're already deciding at levels far deeper than logic to wear joy like armour, to carry gratitude like a compass, to hold fear like a friend, who just wants to keep you safe. To move forward anyway. Because you've begun to embody the truth that you don't need to be fearless to act. You just need to act. And let courage catch up. And maybe the unconscious is now sorting, categorizing, rewiring every belief. Maybe it's deciding to feel better about things. It doesn't even remember. It used to bother you. Because those were all maps. And now you're in a GPS. It's updated the entire terrain. And perhaps right now you're absorbing this new operating system. One that sees abundance as default, problems as portals, fear as fuel, and the present as power. While all this installs quietly deeply, you might find yourself waking up one morning feeling clearer, lighter, as though something clicked, and it did. Because the beliefs, they've taken root. Because you now live in a story where you win. Not because life gets easier, because you get stronger. So let it happen. Let it all land. Let the forest reshape itself beneath your feet. Let every step be a new belief being born. Let every breath reinforce the truth that you're the author, that this is the rewrite.